Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that?
Boring.
The Rings of Power, folks. Oh my god, let's get into this mess of a show. The Rings of Power Season 2 is here, and I've never seen something so painfully dull and completely fabricated. The first 3 episodes are a slog. Sauron rises, darkness falls, and I'm left wondering why anyone thought this was a good idea. Some YouTubers are getting paid to sit through this and review it, but I'm doing it for free, so please do hit that subscribe button as it really helps out. The plot is all over the place, filled with pointless flashbacks and nonsensical twists that make it clear they're just making stuff up as they go. We get to see some younger version of Sauron who, surprise, surprise, isn't dead because of course it's Lord of the Rings and they have to keep dragging things out. Then we have Galadriel, Elrond, and a bunch of other characters running around Middle-earth doing absolutely nothing of interest. The whole thing is a chore to get through, and the only thing rising is my frustration. They try to hype it up with a bunch of storylines. Elves chasing Sauron, dwarves dealing with crumbling Khazad-dûm, and the stranger wandering around with Harfoots. But none of it is remotely engaging. It's just one scene after another, lacking any real spark. And what's worse is how much of this plot feels completely fabricated out of thin air. Did they really need to invent all these convoluted details just to stretch out the show? The first episode alone opens with a ridiculous flashback that does nothing but set up another aimless journey through Middle-earth. Sauron's spirit escaping and growing stronger by feeding off living beings. Give me a break. It's like they're trying to make this show as ridiculous and disconnected as possible. The elves arguing over the rings is just as tedious. Elrond, Galadriel and Gil-galad going back and forth about whether the rings are corrupted is the kind of subplot that makes me wonder why I'm still watching. Spoiler alert, the rings are supposed to be their last hope, but honestly, who cares? Not me. Also, and let's talk about Sauron's big plan in Mordor. It's a disaster. His back and forth with Adar, the orcs, and some enchanted wolf is just painful to sit through. Why are we wasting time on this, when the original Lord of the Rings movies managed to make Sauron's threat terrifying without all this filler nonsense? They're trying so hard to make this epic, but it's just dragging Tolkien's lore through the mud. Take Adar, for example. They've made him out to be the creator of orcs, a character completely fabricated for the show. It's not just a poor addition that was not needed. Tolkien's world has so much already. What a shame. And don't even get me started on the other random new characters they throw in, like some masked figure watching the stranger, or Isildur fighting a giant spider that turns out to be Shelob. These attempts to spice up the show are just detours that add nothing to the story. Elrond and Galadriel seem to have swapped roles in the most confusing way possible. Elrond, who should be a seasoned warrior by this point in the timeline, is labelled a politician, stuck in endless debates and pointless discussions. Meanwhile, Galadriel, who in Tolkien's works is a wise and powerful figure, has become a great warrior and political schemer. It's baffling how this show manages to get these characters so wrong, churning out more nonsense with each episode. Honestly, this show is one of the most boring things I've ever watched. The original Lord of the Rings movies had charm, excitement, and a plot that actually mattered. This is just a pointless mess that's barely holding my attention. If you're like me and tired of seeing a once great franchise get dragged through the mud, do yourself a favour and skip this disaster. If you made it this far, you're a trooper. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's hope that something better comes along to save us from this mess. Do you agree? Let me know in the comments and consider subscribing. Until next time, peace out.